The year is 2047. The atmosphere didn't vanish, it simply solidified. It happened not with a bang, but with a terrifying, whispering silence over the course of 3 weeks. Global warming, pushed past every predicted tipping point, had triggered a catastrophic, yet scientifically predicted, thermal inversion and atmospheric snapfreeze that defied common sense, transforming the gaseous blanket into a brittle, translucent shell of frozen air molecules. We called it the crystalline event. Life above ground became an impossibility. The crystalline atmosphere, or the glass sky as the few survivors termed it, wasn't a vacuum, but a lethal, abrasive ice sheet hovering kilometers above the planet. The very air we needed to breathe was now a slow-moving glacier, raining down razor-sharp, ultra-cold particulate matter that instantly flash-froze anything it touched. Humanity retreated underground, carving out vast, networked bunker cities powered by geothermal energy and sustained by tightly controlled vertical hydroponic farms. Civilization didn't collapse, it simply burrowed, surviving in the perpetual twilight beneath the Earth's crust. My name is Dr. Elias Vance, and my job was to study the sky we could no longer touch. For 20 years, the bunker city of Elysium thrived. We communicated with other deep Earth settlements, shared resources, and meticulously analyzed the data beamed down from a single surviving atmospheric probe, codenamed Icarus 7. The data was consistent, the temperature gradient was stable, the crystalline event was permanent, and the surface was a permanent, unforgiving wasteland of frozen ruins and sharp, solidified clouds. Life was sterile, safe, and utterly deprived of sunlight, yet we had hoped that our self-sustaining systems would last until the geothermal vents cooled. Then, the Icarus 7 data started changing. It began subtly, with unexplained fluctuations in particulate density. We initially dismissed it as sensor degradation, but the pattern became undeniable. The solid atmosphere was thinning. Over a period of 3 months, the density readings dropped by a staggering 40%. The science team was jubilant. They argued the planet was stabilizing, reversing the thermal inversion, and perhaps, one day, the air would become air again. People started whispering about returning to the surface, seeing the sun, breathing free air. Elias, however, was skeptical. He noticed a horrifying correlation: every time the atmosphere thinned, the overall geothermal power output in Elysium dropped fractionally. The two phenomena, separated by kilometers of solid rock, were synchronized. The tipping point came during a routine probe transmission. Icarus 7 was programmed to transmit a high-resolution surface image once every decade. The long-awaited image arrived. It didn't show the expected frozen cityscapes. Instead, the image displayed a vast, smooth, unnaturally polished surface. Everything, the skyscrapers, the mountains, the oceans, had been ground flat by the abrasive descent of the frozen air mass. But the true horror was the structure visible in the center of the frame, a colossal, perfectly geometric, black cube, kilometers high, slowly revolving, radiating an unnaturally high level of infrared energy. The thinning atmosphere wasn't a sign of recovery. It was a sign of consumption. Elias ran the numbers, correlating the cube's size and rotational velocity with the geothermal drain. The truth hit him with the force of 1,000 atmospheres. The solid atmosphere was not melting naturally. It was being harvested. The crystalline event had created the perfect, dense, energy-rich material for a civilization that did not evolve on Earth. They didn't come to conquer our cities, they came to consume our sky. The entire crystalline event was not a freak climate accident, but an engineered, planet-scale harvesting tool. The unexpected twist? Elias realized the cube wasn't just consuming the frozen air, its immense gravitational and energetic field was also slowly, deliberately, pulling the remnants of the atmosphere down, crushing the already brittle surface beneath it. The structure wasn't trying to let humanity out, it was accelerating the destruction of the crust to access the vast stores of geothermal heat and raw minerals beneath. The thinning atmosphere was the final stage before the planet was utterly flattened and strip-mined. We weren't hiding from the crystalline event, we were trapped beneath the machine that created it, and the very act of studying the phenomenon had confirmed the harvest was nearing completion. The cube's next rotation would bring it directly above Elysium. The broadcast ended abruptly, the only sound left being the deep, rhythmic thump resonating through the bunker walls, signaling the imminent arrival of the harvester. The last message received from Icarus 7 wasn't data, it was a simple, raw audio file, the sound of grinding stone and cosmic silence.